What's up, Bills Mafia? Welcome back to Buffalo Beat News. Before we get into tonight's exclusive story, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest Bills updates, rumors, and breakdowns. Now, as we always say, this team is constantly working to get better. Every single week, every single snap. All in the pursuit of bringing championship football back to Buffalo. But this Monday night, the task in front of Sean McDermott's crew is no small one, because standing in their way is one of the most explosive young running backs in the entire NFL, Bijan Robinson and the Atlanta Falcons. This game is going to test everything Buffalo's defense stands for. Let's be honest, the Bills' defense, once known for its physicality and takeaways, has looked a little off to start the 2025 season. Through the first few games, opponents have been running the ball far too easily, averaging 5.4 yards per carry. That's not Bills football. And now, they're facing a Falcons team that lives to run the ball through Robinson. The entire Atlanta offense is built around his ability to stretch the defense horizontally, find that one little opening, and explode upfield for big gains. Bijan isn't just fast, he's smart. He has elite vision, balance, and the ability to break tackles like a veteran. Add to that his versatility as a pass catcher, and you've got yourself one of the toughest players in the league to defend. So, how do the Bills stop him? Let's break it down. Bills defensive coordinator Bobby Babich loves using a too-high safety look. It helps prevent deep passes, keeps the secondary protected, and limits explosive plays. But that approach also relies heavily on the front seven to win battles in the trenches. So far, that hasn't been happening. Injuries have hit this group hard. Defensive tackle Dwayne Carter tore his Achilles before the season even began. Ed Oliver, the anchor of the D-line, is battling an ankle injury. Linebacker Matt Milano is still sidelined with a pectoralis issue, and his replacement, Dorian Williams, went down shortly after. The middle of Buffalo's defense has been a revolving door of new faces, and that's a huge problem when you're facing a runner like Bijan Robinson. To stabilize things, the Bills signed Baylon Spector to their practice squad, and he might be asked to step up in this matchup. But if Buffalo wants to contain Bijan, it's going to take more than roster moves. It's going to take discipline and execution. Against an outside zone run, which Atlanta loves, the key is for the defensive line to move as one, creating what coaches call a moving wall. The idea is to mirror the blocking pattern and close any lanes Bijan might see. The linebackers have to read his hips, not his eyes, and when Robinson plants that foot to cut back, they've got to fill the gaps downhill with aggression, no hesitation. That's where Terrell Bernard and Tyrell Dodson will be critical. They've both shown flashes of toughness, but this is the kind of game that separates good from great. If the Bills can keep leverage and force Bijan back inside, into the teeth of the defense, they can take away his biggest strength, speed to the edge. And here's what makes Bijan so dangerous. Even when you think you've stopped him in the run game, he'll burn you as a receiver. The Falcons love lining him up in the slot, forcing mismatches with slower linebackers. When that happens, Buffalo has to be ready. Expect Teron Johnson, the Bills' versatile slot corner, to take on that challenge. His speed and tackling ability make him one of the few defenders capable of keeping up with Robinson in space. If Buffalo can consistently get that matchup, it'll allow the linebackers to focus on stopping the run while Johnson takes away those swing passes and quick routes. And it's not just about tackling, it's about swarming to the ball. The Bills' defense needs to fly around, hit hard, and make Robinson feel the pressure early. Because here's the thing. If the Bills can get the Falcons into second and long or third and long, they can put the game in the hands of rookie quarterback Michael Penix. And that's a situation the Bills will take every single time. Make Penix beat you, not Bijan Robinson. Now, there's another layer to this matchup, and it's one Bills fans have been talking about all week. Remember the 2025 NFL Draft? The Bills passed on safety Xavier Watts, who ended up going to the Falcons in the third round. Instead, Buffalo picked edge rusher Landon Jackson, who's only played 16 defensive snaps this season. Meanwhile, Watts has been lighting it up in Atlanta. 2 interceptions, 4 pass breakups, 23 tackles, and even NFC Defensive Rookie of the Month honors for September. And here's the twist. With all the injuries in Buffalo's secondary, Damar Hamlin, Max Hairston, Dorian Strong, TJ Sanders, all out, Watts is going to be right there on the field Monday night, staring down the Bills' offense. You can't script that better. For general manager Brandon Beane, it's a reminder of how unpredictable the NFL can be. Draft choices don't always pan out the way you expect. Jackson still has plenty of potential, but right now, Bills fans can't help but wonder, did the team miss an opportunity to shore up their safety position when it mattered most? When you step back, this game isn't just about stopping Bijan Robinson. It's about the Bills proving they can still impose their will even when the roster isn't at full strength. It's about resilience, adaptation, pride. Buffalo has the talent, the coaching, and the leadership to overcome these early struggles. But the execution has to start now, because if the defense can rise to the occasion and keep Bijan in check, it could spark a momentum shift for the rest of the season. For the second time in 3 weeks, Sean McDermott's squad is facing a team from the NFC. And for the fourth time in just 6 games, the Buffalo Bills are stepping under the bright lights of prime-time football. Now let's be honest, last week wasn't our finest hour. The Bills came up short in a 23-20 loss to the New England Patriots, and that one stung. Josh Allen, our MVP-caliber quarterback, made a few costly mistakes. 2 turnovers that really shifted momentum. It was one of those games where the Bills did a lot of right, but those few wrong moments turned out to be the difference. But here's the thing, Bills Mafia. If there's one thing we know about Josh Allen, it's that he owns up to his mistakes and comes back stronger. And this week, under the Monday Night Football lights against the Atlanta Falcons, he's got a chance to make amends not just to the fans, but to himself and his teammates. The Bills are heading down south to Mercedes-Benz Stadium to take on the Atlanta Falcons, and this is a game that could set the tone for the rest of October.
The Falcons come in fresh off a bye week, which means they've had extra time to prepare. Their head coach, Raheem Morris, has his young team playing confident football. The last time they took the field, they pulled off a 34-27 win against the Washington Commanders, and their offense looked dangerous. But let's talk history for a second, because this matchup goes back a long way. Since 1973, the Bills and Falcons have only faced off 13 times. Atlanta holds a slim 7-6 edge in the series, but here's the good news. Buffalo has won the last 2 matchups, including a 29-15 victory in 2021. And the last time the Bills played in Atlanta, that was back in 2017, during Sean McDermott's very first season as head coach, and the Bills walked away with a 23-17 win. Now here's where things get interesting. This will be just the second time this season the Bills hit the road. So far, they're 1-0 away from Orchard Park after that dominant 30-10 win over the New York Jets in Week 2. But when you look at the bigger picture, dating back to the start of 2024, the Bills are just 6-11 on the road. That's a record they'd love to improve, especially with the AFC East race heating up. The offensive line will play a huge role in that. Dion Dawkins has been the anchor up front, protecting Allen and setting the tone for a group that allowed an NFL-low 14 sacks last year. This year, through 5 games, they've only given up 8. That's consistency, that's discipline, and that's what keeps Josh Allen upright and dangerous. On the flip side, Atlanta's pass rush is no joke this year. They've got 10 sacks spread out among 9 different players. That's balance, that's depth, and that's a defense that likes to come at you from all angles. The Bills' offensive line will have its hands full. But let's talk mentality. Josh Allen is coming into this one looking to bounce back in a big way. Through 5 games, he's thrown for over 1,200 yards and 9 touchdowns with a completion rate above 70%. He's also added 3 rushing touchdowns and over 200 yards on the ground. That's elite production, but Josh himself knows turnovers can't keep happening. Against the Patriots, 2 costly ones flipped the game. So expect him to come out laser-focused, ready to make smart decisions, take what the defense gives him, and let the playmakers do their job. We've seen this version of Allen before, the one who turns frustration into fire, the one who uses a tough loss to fuel his next great performance. Monday night feels like one of those moments. And speaking of challenges, let's talk about Bijan Robinson. This kid is special. The Falcons running back is coming off a Pro Bowl season where he racked up nearly 1,900 total yards and scored 15 touchdowns. This year, he's already leading the team in both rushing and receiving yards, 314 and 270 respectively. And he's found the end zone twice. He's the definition of a dual threat, and Buffalo's defense knows it. Matt Milano and Terrell Bernard will have their hands full trying to keep him contained. But if there's one thing McDermott's defense has done well this season, it's defending the pass. They currently rank second in the league in pass defense. So if the Bills can slow down Bijan Robinson early, force the rookie quarterback Michael Penix Jr. to beat them through the air, that's where this defense can thrive. Penix has thrown 6 touchdowns and 5 interceptions in his 7 NFL starts, and he's been picked off in 5 of those games. That's the window the Bills' secondary will be looking to exploit. Can Buffalo's defense bounce back and shut down Bijan Robinson under the Monday night lights, or will Atlanta's run game keep rolling? And what are your thoughts on the Xavier Watts versus Landon Jackson situation? Was passing on Watts a big mistake? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear from you. And before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Buffalo Beat News, and turn on the bell so you're always first to get the latest Bills updates, trade rumors, and exclusive insights. This is a massive test for Buffalo, and one that could define the tone for the rest of the season. Let's see if the Bills can make a statement on Monday night. Go Bills!